This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons, like Mage Cat Comet, Saray Cypher, Hans Grenade, Anna Ginterrace, Pop CZ, Faris Gentoru, Cletus Oreo, Luke Leonatrell, Sapa Chakwatol, Courtney, Circuit Barrakiel, Casey Schaefer, Lily Black, Chaitan, Chesha Soltiri, Erisu Yamakawa, Sisiriful Ilirifu, Daimos, Nina Grimstarter, Asuta Starbreeze, Quicklevin, Sayori Snowfall, Yuana Nitsa, Miscellaneous Cargo, Stella Bell, Boogie Bear, Remia Salia, Ceres, Icy Lee, Lyria Rain, CNG Lipscomb, Dalamud Papoto, Kaisa Regina, Pamela Isley, Umbral Wind, Naive Arino, Celeste Raskris, Alenriel Maximus, Edwin, and Dead Shield. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv. Thank you.
Heyo! Omaero nama e okorimbo. Heyo! Majan makete kuyoshi!
Good evening, ARCians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon episode 174. I'm Lakeel Braveston, and I'm joined today by Rolodes.
Get the camera off me!
Georgi Wiston and Melavanadar.
Hey yo!
Woo! Hey yo!
Hey, yo.
I don't know what that actually is about, but I loved it so much that I had to put it in the intro. This is episode 174. It's December 14th, 2019. We will be talking about the live letter, of course. That's the big news this week. Happened yesterday during the 14-hour stream, which we did cover. Don't look up any VODs from that stream.
Absolutely, look up all the VODs from that stream.
We will also talk about patch 5.15 because it was also released this week. A lot of shit happened this week, so there's a lot to talk about. Stay tuned for the post-show, because we'll be reading questions from the Syndicate. But there's also this other thing. I don't want to say what it is yet. Well, actually, should I? I don't know if we should tease it or not.
We've talked about it before, maybe, but you'll see what it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll find out. We have some channel updates. There was, the 12-hour stream happened yesterday. Again, don't look up any VODs, just know that it happened. Also, updates on videos that are coming out. Fallen Rise, hopefully I will have it out before the end of the year, so probably during the holidays. Then we will have Core, which I now think is going to become a Patreon exclusive, because it is very niche content. So I think I'm just going to limit it to patrons. And then next, after Core, will be Remnants of Realm, and I think we're going to look at Gelmora for that one. So it'll be similar to the Allegan Empire, but we'll look at how the Gelmora was presented in 1.0. Because that's very interesting, because, like I mentioned in the Allegan episode, they were headed for Gelmora in 1.0, not Allag. Allag was just like a few names here and there, but Gelmora was like there. And like, think about all the dungeons we have that came from 1.0. 2 out of 4 were Gelmora themed. None of them were Allagan. So yeah, that'll be hopefully an interesting episode as well. But yeah, let's we're short on time because there's a lot to go through, so we need to just jump into recent events. And we start off with an event coming up in 14. Of course, it is the Starlight celebration.
Yay!
Yeah. There's not a lot of story in the or not a big tease on the website in terms of story. Basically, I think it just says someone needs your help during Starlight or whatever. It starts Wednesday, December 18th. That's in 4 days from this episode going live at 12 a.m. PST, and then ends on December 31st. Of course, it's going to be replaced by Heaven's Turn on the December 31st at 6:59 a.m. PST. So one of the the rewards are there's an orchestrion roll for a chocobo version of a Starlight version of the chocobo theme, which is
That's
pretty cool.
cool.
Yeah. There's some food. There's some like Starlight rolls, I believe they're called, or whatever, roll cakes.
Yeah, roll cake.
There's a nice what?
It has a gear durability bonus on it.
It does.
On the cake?
That's very rare for
Durability bonus
food.
+3.
Oh, wow. It's useful-ish, I guess.
So Rollo will eat.
I'm gonna eat it all. Don't leave it on the table.
I'm gonna get a lot of roll cake so that Rollo can eat every year for Starlight. So
Yeah.
I never run out.
Thank you. Thank you for thinking of me.
There's also a nice poster of a choir lady.
Choir
Girl.
Yes.
But the most important one.
And then there's a Gobu wreath. That's pretty cute.
You think they're bringing back the Starlight mini or the choir mini game?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
I think they will, yeah.
I hope
If you
so.
look at the picture at the top of the Starlight event page, there's just a bunch of stuff
But
that
also,
seems to relate.
Even
That's
the poster has that choir girl on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it also has sparding for your chocobo, which
There
is
is
rare.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There, which I thought was supposed to be the main attraction, and yet you didn't mention it.
No, but I wanted to save it for last. Because I think it's weird. Barding
It
is
is weird.
in
Nice
a
to bring
weird
it back.
place right now. But yeah, it's nice to you know if you people use their companions still. I still see them around when you level.
good for
It's
you.
good.
Not Eureka. It's good
It's
for
so much easier to-
Blue Mage
True.
leveling.
Yeah.
And maybe for Fates, if you can't get enough people in the zone, might help out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is so much easier to use your chocobo these days than it was in 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice.
It's interesting because we already have a Starlight barding for Chocobo.
We do.
Yeah, the exceptionally expensive one that you can sell on the market board.
Yeah, I think it's from the first Starlight celebration.
Yeah.
It's the one that has all the presents on the back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's more of like a Santa's little helper with a bell.
This one looks better,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And speaking of Starlight in wait, oh god, I scrolled too far. I'm gone. Sorry. Yes. There's a free login campaign coming up. You can play for free up to 5 days. There's an official post on the Lodestone. Final Fantasy XIV continues to grow with the latest patch, bringing a wealth of new quests and challenges for adventurers to overcome. The free login campaign gives the perfect opportunity to jump straight back into the action. The Starlight celebration begins on Wednesday, December 18th, and is sure to fill one and all with festive cheer. If you or any of your friends are currently taking a break, you won't want to miss out on this limited time event. So this starts on December 13th, so it started yesterday. And will last until January 14th, 2020. So you can play then for 5 days, including the day on which users first log in. This period ends on the 4th day at 11:59 p.m. local time.
Nice.
So it's a standard 5-day free login campaign. We all know the drill here. It's the same. It's the same as always.
Tell your friends to come back, get the 2B ass from the raid.
Yeah.
Enjoy the Starlight celebration
Yes.
So
if you've got time off.
it ends on the 4th day at 11:59 p.m. So then I guess make sure that you start it as early as on the day you want to start playing.
Yeah.
If you're able to pre-download the game, if you've not downloaded it, do that, because that will waste a day.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
because the download time counts towards your free login time.
Because you have to log in to download, which is...
Yeah, I hate that system.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. There was... So we're going to talk about the 14-hour stream. Just briefly touch on that. Is it later, or should we do it now? Because this is from the 14-hour stream, actually.
It is from the 14 hours. It's from the very end, I think.
Yeah. You know what? Can we save that? Can you remind me of that when we get to the last part? Because we're going to talk about the 14-hour stream. Yeah, move it to the other 14-hour stream thing. All right,
Okay.
let's talk patch 5.15.
Right.
We got some updates for Blue Mage. Now, I've panic caught up with Blue Mage. I spent all day on Thursday getting my Blue Mage through the carnival, so I'm done with that. But I still haven't actually started on any of the new content yet. So disclaimer for me there, I guess.
Did you enjoy the carnival?
It was alright. Okay, actually, it's kind of funny. I thought it was okay, but I forgot to turn off Mighty Guard. I had Mighty Guard on.
Oh.
So every
It's a long
fight took a long... So I spent like 6 hours just getting through like 5 stages. It was awful. And I'm like, this can't be how it's supposed to be. So I like Googled. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And it turns out you don't actually... Because I thought I have to use my... I saw the Mighty Guard icon up. And I'm like, yeah, that's up. That's fine. Because I'm soloing. But then I read that you lose like 70% of your damage, which I hadn't read, and it was pretty awful. So yeah, I did that for a long time. But yeah, it was all right once I turned that off. It was quite fun. I like that there's multiple ways of solving the fights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like little puzzles.
Yeah. Now that's old news. The carnival got 5 new stages at level 60. Is that right? Yeah. There are also new quests. Well, I did the first quest then, at least. I did the level 50 quest, but I haven't leveled yet. Has any of you done any of this?
Yeah, well, I did the first quest as well, and then I got really sick, so I just ended up sleeping a day. But I did spend a lot of time getting some of the newer skills.
Uh-huh.
And I think that part's always enjoyable of Blue Mage. It's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
The
If
quick
it's non-dungeon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
If it's
with
dungeon,
dungeons,
I get a bit more annoyed.
Even the ones in dungeons seem to be... Roland might have just been getting streamer luck when he was doing it, but they seem to be easier to get now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough.
I mean,
then.
primal ones always suck unless you're doing it synced
Mm-hmm.
without the echo. I think that increases the chances a lot.
I think it's pretty much guaranteed if you do it synced.
Right.
Right.
Okay, that's all right then.
Yeah, there's still way more of a pain, I would say.
Mm.
But like all the overworld skills and the dungeon ones, they're fine, and there's tons of different places you can get them, as always. So if you know any secret spots, you can take advantage of them.
Right.
I haven't done the Blue Carnival yet because I'm not, like I said, didn't get to. Yeah.
All right.
I was going to do it. Well, I was going to start leveling my Blue Mage again yesterday. Then we did a 12-hour stream, and then I slept for 11 hours, so I didn't really have time.
Right.
Mela, did you do it?
On the patch day, I went to Kurthus Western Highlands. I killed 1 deep eye. I had 28,000 experience points. Then I went to do the front line.
Okay. Oh, actually,
We'll get to that afterwards.
Yeah.
real quick, if I'm in Mayoni's video on Blue Mage.
What are you? What is this?
just a funny
What-
thing.
what do you
Because
think-
he was just making a video, and then you can just see me in the
Leone is
corner.
on our server. He's around all the time, Rollo.
I know, but I just thought it was funny. I was in his video.
Shout out to Meone.
Hello.
Okay. Anything else to add for Blue Mage? We will probably do more
We'll
Blue Mage
talk
I
about
like
it
Blue Mage.
in the
Yeah,
future.
Blue Mage is cool as a concept.
Yeah.
It's just
We might be able
I
to
like
talk
saving
about
it.
it more next week.
Yeah. Give me a week. I need some time to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They added some new furnishings. I can't quite tell what I'm looking at. What is the flaming thing? Is that I feel like a lot of this is Blue
I think
Mage.
it's supposed to be a plant.
Oh, is it a plant? Oh, that's
I don't know where it's from.
Oh, you skipped over quickly. The order demolition for the Japanese data centers will resume with patch 5.15.
I feel like we've already said this, but I feel like this was an earlier announcement. But this is just the confirmation I guess,
Okay.
that it's resuming. Yeah.
Yep.
They've added some pine trees.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Oh,
Love the
that's
little
the deck
patio.
that I got. The patio that I got from. That's what I got from Thuban, or not Thuban, Lashuna.
Oh, okay.
Lashuna,
I
yeah.
keep saying Thuban for Lashuna. I don't know why.
Well-
No.
That'd be nice in our yard.
Yeah. There's also pine trees, and I guess that's all. I think that's.
Little
I think
Makeup
that's all
table?
that's new.
Yeah.
Is that new?
Is the table part of the deck or is that separate?
It's part of the deck.
Okay.
They tend to do that now with outdoor furnishings because it's so restrictive in how much
That's
stuff
true.
you can place.
I like the pine trees.
yeah.
I feel sad that they have to use those snow piles to make it look festive.
Yeah. They also added a new emote. They got the Echo flashback emote. So now everyone can pretend they're getting an echo all the time.
Oh, or like just passing.
It's
out,
pretty
yeah.
easy to get too, right? It's just Centuria seals at
Yeah.
the Blue Mage vendor for
Mhm.
like 800 of them.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Or my 400, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Allied seals, sorry. Allied.
So they raised the level cap for Blue Mage to 60. They added new spells. Obviously, one of them is like the Sophia one.
Ah.
Yeah, there's some cool looking. They all look cool. The Blue Mage spells.
Mhm.
These spells look pretty
They
cool.
do look very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It was
Ravana
only-
one looks amazing.
Yes.
Mm.
They only added 2 new primal spells this time, didn't they? Sophia's and Ravana's?
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
there's
no,
J-Kick too.
Oh, yeah, that's sort of work. But it's not a primal, but it functionally works like them in the sense that it's a OGCD.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are the Alex ones, I guess. They
Yeah.
count.
Yeah, J-Kick.
Yeah. There are 3 though, aren't there? According to chat, there's 3
Or
Alex.
J-Jump.
Yeah. So they've changed the effect for Mighty Guard, so there's more enmity.
Ah, useful.
Did they
That helped me a
remove the-
lot in the 6 hours that I was playing
Oh,
alone.
no, but they didn't remove the damage penalty, because that
No.
still exists, because otherwise you wouldn't have had that problem.
They added the new stages like we talked about, and they added the Blue Mage log.
Let's talk about that next week.
We need to talk
Oh,
about that
yeah.
next week because
Yeah,
none of us
we-
have access to it right now, but
No.
soon. Right, Frontline. We played it yesterday on
We
stream.
had the best game of it yesterday.
We had a
It was so
really
fun.
good game yesterday.
It was really
so
exciting.
fun.
Because this is why I think this is going to be a fun mode in the future, because it can turn like that. Like we were
Yeah.
so far behind at the end, and I think it was Flames, they were like 30 points away from winning, and I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
over. And then they start dropping, and they just keep dropping and get stuck, like they never go up, and we get both the S ranks, and we just fucking win.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Good. That felt
I mean,
good.
it wasn't just a big comeback for us, because, like, us, the
Adders as
Maelstrom
well.
and the Flames also were like, we were both at like 800, and then the Adders were on 0, and then they managed
Yeah.
to get competitive as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very, very fun map.
Yeah.
It's small, so you never like have to run too far to get into the action,
Mhm.
and the points are always spawning. There's no real waiting around.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Get the claim to Uvu. It's
Yee.
very nice.
Yee.
Have fun. The music's really good too. I'm always a fan of the
Jorgen
frontline
doesn't
music.
like the music, which I think was interesting.
Why?
Because it's just a remix of the generic dungeon theme from 2.0.
But it's a pretty good remix.
It's a
of
good
it.
remix.
It is a
though.
good remix, but because it's still that, it holds it back for
Oh.
me, unfortunately.
Oh,
Oh,
another
hi.
one left.
Oh, hi.
Hey. Yeah. I think it was alright. I think it's
I'm a
PvP
big fan of
music,
it.
so it's like you don't really pay that much attention to it, anyways. But it was
I
nice.
like Rival Wings PvP music.
Yeah, it's really
Oh yeah,
weird.
that's true. I played. It's been so long since you hardly.
I know,
ever
it's
play
been a
that
long
mode.
time.
Was the Hidden Gorge music different from Rival Wing?
I don't remember, to be honest.
I can't either.
No, I can't
I-
remember.
I don't remember Astrologos at all.
No, oh god, I can't remember.
In fact, you don't even remember that's Astragolos, not Astrologos.
Well, you know, who's going to remember that word?
Exactly.
I always remembered it because I used to call it the wrong thing as well, until I realized one day that I was wrong. And now I always remember that it's Astragolos.
Yeah.
Ah,
Right.
So yeah, what's it even called? It's got Onsel Hacker,
Yeah.
Danshig Nadam.
Danshig Nadam. Yeah.
It's a mouthful.
Is very.
I
It's
think
a
it's
really
pronounced-
good.
Wouldn't it be pronounced Nardum, like they pronounce it in the
Nardum.
story?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really good. It's just fun.
It's very. There's no downtime. It's
Yeah.
not like Seal Rock.
It
or
doesn't
something
feel
like
like
that.
the matches are going to last an eternity, but when things get like tight at the end and everyone's got high points,
Mhm.
it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'll say,
No.
I think. You go ahead, Gary.
No, you go first.
I think PvP is at the best it's ever been with some of these front lines, I would say.
Yeah.
I still think 72 players is too much and not as fun than
Mm.
24 players.
Mm.
But
I don't think this mode would work as well
I
with
don't-
only
yeah.
24 players.
You're right about that, but make it work. It would be better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. We need to move on. New mounts. The big mech thing.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool. There's a brute justice minion.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Is it brute? Yeah, it's brute justice.
You're ignoring the appearance of certain equipment obtained from the Alliance raid. The copied factory has been adjusted.
Oh my god,
Has it?
guys.
In what way?
This is the
Cheapskate
okay.
2019.
We are not going to spend a lot of time on this because this is the most stupid thing ever.
I know
But
we're
there
not
is
going to
one-
talk spend a lot of
There's
time.
one thing
but-
that we should mention though. There's that the thing above the boob window has been fixed, so that
Yeah.
now shows
Yes.
the correct
and it's also
skin
it's
color.
also the stop. Well,
Yeah, and I believe they removed that weird polygon that stuck out of the undershirt. I believe
Oh,
that's
okay.
been fixed as well. But also ass is smaller.
Is
I
it?
mean, it was very
Only-
sad to see. It's always so sad to see Yoshi P having to comment on it.
they spent a lot of time talking about this.
Yeah,
That's sad.
and
Why?
he
Somewhat embarrassing.
looked embarrassed having to talk about it. Okay, so
Well,
here's
did you see?
here's the
He was
TLDR.
miming it
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, I'll TLDR it. When they added the gear, apparently there were some issues because the ass is the way the system works is that when you wear the ass is like it gets bigger when you put on the.
It's an implant,
Yeah, it's an
basically.
implant, but sometimes it will clash with gear, and there was a problem when people were sitting down with the ass. I'm assuming it was like popping out or whatever.
Too dummy thick.
Yeah, too dummy thick. So they had to scale it back down. But they have gone through everything. Like they've redone everything apparently, and this is a temporary measure so that in the future they can make it bigger again.
Oh, okay.
So the ass will return, but for now it's going to be a little flat.
Yes. So calm down, everyone.
Well, I mean,
It's
And
only
he called
flat
out
anyway.
Reddit, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, he did call out Reddit for this.
Yeah. So shame on you. Shame. Okay.
We're all
why you gotta
deviants,
be
it's
so
okay.
thirsty? Huh?
I hate it. All right. Like that's like. I didn't mean to say like.
Yeah.
What? I think that's all we need to talk about.
I
Yeah,
think.
that's
Oh,
pretty much the
also
patch.
another thing. They have changed the launcher so that you don't get the scroll thing.
Ah.
So
It's
it,
like
it
the
now
last
fits
thing
the frame.
here.
Yeah.
The display of the version number at the bottom of the launcher has been adjusted.
Yeah. So
Oh,
they
I'm
shrank
still
it.
using the old launcher to be honest. Because
What?
the one time it didn't work, it was working, with the patch being downloaded, and I couldn't tell. So I'll switch it back, and I forgot
It's
there
so
was a new launcher.
horrible.
That's the most.
I know, but I sincerely forgot there was a new launcher for a while because I was just so like, oh yeah, this is whatever.
Hmm.
I'll switch it now. That I
How can you
remember.
use? That's so slow and sluggish.
Something
and
It is
about
ugly.
really
you,
slow.
Ronald.
It is, but I forgot.
Ugh. Okay.
I'll very quickly mention that they also talked about the new achievements and titles, including the one that unlocks the marble with the incredibly difficult unlock conditions,
Oh yeah.
which is to do the 3 final fights of the Binding Coil of Bahamut raid, and then the 3 final fights of the Alexander raid,
Mm.
synced, all as Blue Mage.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck.
That's
with
So-
that.
the speaker's challenge.
Yeah.
Wait,
If
watch
you
it
see
here.
if you see people out there with marbles, know that they went through a lot of
They've
trouble to
earned
get
it.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also
I'm
worth.
surprised
Yeah, go on.
they're adding a mount to this when ultimates never get mounts.
True.
Wow.
Right, we need to move on. 14-hour stream happened, and in it they announced that Final Fantasy XIV has now officially reached 18 million registered users. That's cool. Congratulations.
Obviously not
Wow.
simultaneously.
These are not, of course, we know this. We should know this. This is just people that have registered an account. It's still pretty cool that 18 million
is.
people have registered an account.
20 million is in reach.
Yeah, yeah. We know that active player numbers are around 1 million.
More
thanks
than
to-
1 million, I think, right
yeah,
now.
Yeah, probably. Well, do you think so? We're in like the time between patches. Usually, this is when
That was the time between the patch.
That's
like that we had
true.
1 million. So
it was. It was so weird then, and yeah. So we might still be hovering around the same number, probably like a little over 1 million.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. Don't know what else to say about that. It's just a thing. There was also other news. During the 14-hour stream, it became clear that Yokai Watch is coming back.
yeah,
Yay!
Yokai Watch.
Whatever.
So that's the third time now that we get this back.
Think about
I'm
it
not
this way,
gonna get
Akil.
mad.
What?
This is an opportunity for you to get the Yoko Watch on all of your characters that you wanted on.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm gonna do that. So that's cool, I guess. Yeah. I know Mela is salty. Mela got quiet.
Why is he upset? I don't get it.
Yeah, why
Because-
are you upset
Because
about
Mela
this?
did it the first time. And
I spent all that effort getting it, and I knew Luke Keel didn't have it. I knew you were like, oh, I don't even care.
because
And then it comes back.
Because Mela, I knew deep down that there was no
Yeah.
way that this event was going to be exclusive for that one time. This is probably not even the last time. It's going to be like a
No, I
fourth or
know.
fifth time
Just
as
bring
well.
back the lightning event as well.
Mela
They're
is just
they've already put that shit on the mug station.
Mela's just one of those people that gets so horny when they have something that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
It's so fucking horny and randy. They
Yeah,
love
now I can't anymore.
Oh God. Yeah. So look forward to that. That's coming at some point.
They're
We
gonna
don't know
add
when.
4 new minions and 4 new weapons for the 4 new jobs that have existed
That
since
is
Yeah.
nice
the
news.
initial release of the event.
Yeah.
Cool.
At least I'll have
Remember,
some-
the first time, 2 times, were both in Heavensward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Get your samurai, red mage, and dancer, and gunbreaker shit.
Yep.
Mhm.
I just.
Mhm.
I
Are you
forgot
okay,
what
Rolo?
gunbreaker-
Are you okay?
I forgot what gunbreaker was called for a second.
Yes.
I kind of want to do it as on my new character for the weapons because
Jesus.
they're all level 30, which is quite useful when you're leveling.
I guess. Okay, we need to move on. Main story. Live letter. Live letter LVI 4056. It happened. We got some good news and some bad news. If you haven't watched the
Yeah.
live letter,
And some medium news.
and some medium, we've got everything.
The
So
ultimate.
let's just begin. They revealed the title of the patch.
What about 5.18?
Oh, sorry.
It's coming. The caps will be
5.18.
broken.
Sorry, there's another patch coming. 5.18. They will remove the weekly restrictions from Eden's Gate and Eden's Gate Savage. Deep Shadow Solvent will be purchasable using manufactured coins, and Season 14 of the Feast will begin. This patch will be
Yay,
released on
Gooby
December.
Gobblers.
They will release on fuck.
Christmas Eve.
24th of
Christmas
December.
Eve.
Christmas.
That's
Eve.
what you wanted. On Christmas Eve, everybody, get your feast teams together.
Yeah, upgrade your weapons.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Get your family to start playing 14. They'll be your feast team.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Joe, get that turkey out your mouth. Put this controller in your hand.
5.2 was also revealed. Obviously, that was the main point of the patch. Sorry, of the live letter. I'm losing it. It's called Echoes of a Fallen Star. 5.2.
No artwork.
Very
So-
cool name.
Void. Yes.
Sounds a bit voidish. Because it's it's a voidish. Yeah, I mean it is.
It
Isn't
could be any
Really?
of the absorbed shards, but I mean, come on.
Why wouldn't
The
it
void
be
is
the
a fallen star. It's still there.
It's the only one that's fallen, really.
Mm. But
Because
it's
the ones that
Everything else is just-
calamities
because
have
the
disappeared.
first hasn't fallen.
No,
Nope,
we
it's
stopped
insane.
it from falling.
Yeah.
And the void fell.
Yeah, they also said that this is that this will be the conclusion to the Stormblood, the beginning of the conclusion to the Shadowbringers storyline, which means, of course, it'll end in 5.3. But this is the beginning of the end, part 1, you could say, of the end.
And it's true. It could also be related to the original planet.
It could be the original.
That's what I
planet
would-
as well.
That's what I would
Like
think,
the
yeah.
unsundered planet. It could
Yeah.
be because we're going to, well, the
Amaranth.
first dungeon that we're getting, the only
Dungeon that we're getting.
Anamnesis Anider.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it. There's some artwork released for it. It looks really cool.
It does.
It does look cool, but I obviously have issues with having Academia Anida AA and Anamnesis Anida AA in the same, like, patch apart or whatever. And
It's fine.
so
Yeah.
close.
I think
And the
people will
aesthetic-
just start calling them Academia and Anamnesis.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I guess so. But it looks awesome.
it does.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's got all this coral on there and all this
Yeah.
other.
I want to know what it looks like inside.
Mm,
Look, there's people in this picture. You can see them.
Yeah.
Where? I just see the one little man for scale.
And
Yeah,
a
that's what I
baby.
meant.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
There's
Well, what's he holding? Is that a baby?
Yeah, it's a child.
Molotov,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh, okay.
Also, anamnesis apparently means recollection, especially of a supposed previous existence. So it
Yeah.
Mm.
So
sounds very past lore.
yeah,
Which lines up with the title,
title.
Echoes.
Yeah. So
it's probably the unsundered one. I just wonder
yeah.
what they're gonna do with, because there's a lot of void shit being mentioned in the story. So I don't know. I'm still waiting for that. That's why I'm so alert. I'm looking for void clues. But yeah, this is probably the unsundered world they're talking about.
yeah.
Right. Then they introduced. Well, let's talk about the one dungeon thing again. Let's not just brush over.
Do
that.
not like.
They said there will
No.
only be one dungeon per patch now going forward.
Yeah.
I
What are
don't
we
know.
getting instead?
Well, we're getting new content. Their excuse was, or the reasoning for it was that there's so many dungeons in the game right now, and they just don't want to pile on, I guess. And they want to make
running
more
out of-
new content.
No, Nikhil, I think the problem here is they're running out of keys for dungeons to let us
Oh,
in.
they're running out of keys. Oh no.
Just delete some old ones we don't use. I mean,
Yeah,
do
get
we
rid of
need
Sastasha.
Yeah.
Dusk Vigil,
Yeah.
Hawk Manor Hard?
Yeah.
This is very sad though, because it means we're probably never going to get a hard mode dungeon again.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
We
then
could still get them. You could make like one of them maybe story.
Wouldn't that
relevant
be
somehow.
wouldn't what? They've always said that the hard mode dungeons won't be tied to.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
they've
okay,
never
never
made a
mind.
story relevant hard mode dungeon, unfortunately.
Okay, well,
And I think
Yeah.
I'd be
I'm sad about
disappointed if a new dungeon was a hard mode dungeon. That was the only dungeon we got. Because it's like, it's a rehashed dungeon. Good. I don't know.
yeah.
It's sad. We'll see what we get instead. There's already a few new things in this live letter that was revealed. But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a little curious as to how the expert roulette will work now. Whether this will just be added to the expert roulette, and then it's just a giant expert roulette, or if it will be split into the expert roulette and the AD roulette like we used to have in the past, except with the different
Ooh.
cap levels.
They might keep previous patch and new patch and phase out the patch before. So we might just have Cosmos and this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which could be awkward.
Yeah.
Sad news, but I understand. So
I don't know if I
don't
do.
know if I do.
Because
but-
Stormblood really moved a dungeon for that very reason.
Yeah.
And what did we get? Eureka.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks.
I mean, I like Eureka or not, it did take a lot of work. So.
I agree,
Yeah.
but I don't see anything Eureka-like this patch so far.
No, hang on, no, Rodder, that doesn't work because we're already having the same system as Stormblood where we have 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's how they fit Eureka in. So they've still got the same resource available for Eureka, which we're probably getting.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to have added new stuff to have needed to remove yet another dungeon.
Yeah,
I don't know
some
if
new stuff to
we'll
work
get
on.
to it, but I don't know if we're getting a new Eureka zone. We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sad about it because dungeon designs in this game have got really good recently.
Yeah,
There's some of my favorite content to do, really.
Yeah, because they're just good. They're just
Mhm.
good to run.
Well, we'll see when we get this one, because this is like maybe this one's even better now that they only need to focus on one dungeon per patch.
I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's sad, but oh well.
It's trust compatible anyway.
It is. Yes.
yes.
I think that's.
I think all.
That might also be kind of why they want to do this, because trust.
I guess, yeah.
They can add trust support on like every dungeon that's added in the patch, because now there's
Yeah.
only one dungeon. It's all MSQ dungeons.
But I don't really need trust support for every single dungeon, especially if it's not story relevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
But-
when they introduced when they scaled down the first time. I remember saying, I don't really care because I don't really run expert roulette that often, and I don't. So maybe I won't notice it that much because I'd run the Grand Cosmos like 3 times.
Well,
They're introducing a new
maybe it's
tombstone with the
also-
next patch though, so gonna have to grind. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You'll grind it with Eureka, too.
We'll talk about that in a bit. We need to move on though because we need to talk about the new beast tribe. They introduced
Just tribe.
the tribe. Sorry, the new tribe, the Gathering tribe. I thought
New is the key word here.
new is the key word because they had artwork in the background and it showed like gatherers and crafters gathered around the Nomu, but they are not the
not
the
Numo.
new. No,
Mm-mm.
it's the Kitari.
I'm starting to suspect the Nemo won't be a beast tribe.
I'm starting to
Yeah.
suspect that too.
Same.
So
You
Well,
know
would
what
they
I love
be,
it when
though?
they do is they make up a beast that has literally never been in this world.
yes, I
Just-
thought that was very
that we can
strange.
get. Kick in because we've always wanted
Yeah.
them, but they didn't want to give it us on the source, so let's do it
Well,
here.
That's because they replaced the Kikern with the Namazu last expansion,
guess.
what they've said.
Yeah. Well, there they are, the Kitari. That's what they're called in the first.
Yeah. Gathering only is pretty unusual, so
Mhm.
we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
But
I-
great XP if you've not got an 8 every 8C.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be in the Raktika Greatwood.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish there was any evidence at all that they existed before this
Yeah,
in the
I
story.
don't like hashed on sort of just they were here all along under the
Yeah.
leaves.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they just
Wow.
came out of, they're just chilling.
Yeah.
We'll see
I mean,
how
I'd
that
be
goes.
hiding if I saw all this light, like, fuck
Yeah,
that.
but there would be someone would have mentioned them.
I'm a little current, no one's gonna care about me. Go away.
But surely they could have at least included one in the story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there is one somewhere out there, we just didn't see him.
I refuse to believe that no one on the internet saw that there was a single cocoon somewhere in the first.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's look forward to that.
It'll be cool.
They
at
look
least. I wonder
cool
what that mount
though.
will be.
They have like this little like hat thing going on them, which
Yeah.
was cool, I guess.
Got a little sweater vest.
Yeah.
I think I still prefer the design of the Girabanyan cocoon.
Oh, they're so
Yeah.
fluffy.
Yeah.
The meat eater ones.
Yeah.
Well, the meat eater are the aggressive ones. The leaf eater are the non-aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah, they're cool. I like the sauce ones in general.
Yeah. And then they revealed that there's a new Chronicles of a new era quest line introduced. And at this part of the stream, this is very late in our stream, so I wasn't quite there. They show a picture of something, and Georgi went, ew. And I went, ew! Is that flesh? And I'm just so focused on, like, what is it, flesh or metal? And chat is, like, losing their minds. So, like, is that Ruby Weapon? And it was Ruby Weapon. Turns out the trial, first trial for... It's not the first trial. The trial for patch 5.2 is Ruby Weapon. Trial series.
Oh, this image is real?
Yeah.
I thought this was fake because I thought it was like a glowing red eye meme. Was like, when he sucked your toe kind of shit.
No.
I was like,
no.
Oh, okay.
This is
hype,
Ruby Weapon.
Rollo. This is possible hype.
Yeah, this is possible hype.
Also worrying.
I have a feeling that we are gonna fight.
Worrying, Georgi,
Why is it
because
worrying?
Ruby Weapon is the most notoriously difficult Final Fantasy.
Well,
beast.
Mela. We're playing 14, so just
Yeah,
dial
but he's
back,
got a
dial back.
reputation.
Yeah, but so did Omega Weapon. Like, there are a lot of weapons that have had.
I suppose, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it's not gonna be any more difficult than other fights. It's gonna be.
I hope
dry.
it's on par with Hades.
Probably.
Or harder.
Well, they kind of have to make it hard.
It's Ruby Weapon.
Well, the
Come
extreme
on,
one,
give it something.
anyways. Yeah.
I mean, this is like half an hour of Knights of the Round constantly on go, like just these nonsense strategies.
Mm-hmm.
It was a horrible part of 7.
Yeah,
and
but you have to remember what game you're playing. This isn't gonna be like that.
Savage might
sometimes,
be quite
Mela,
good.
you set expectations too high. It's like you don't remember what game this is.
No, that's fine.
It's gonna be reasonable.
I mean,
yeah.
Remember the follow-up to Shinryu last?
Yeah.
Shut up.
But what do you think this means for the future fights? What are the other fights going to be in the next
It
patches?
means we get to hang out with Gaius.
Oh,
that's what it means.
That's probably what it means. They said that this is tied to... This is, by the way, this is on the first. This is tied to the Garlean after Estinian... He did say that, because this is tied to when Estinian... What Estinian did in the 5.1 story. He broke
But
out
I don't
of
think this is on the
He said it!
first.
He said it's tied to that.
Who did?
Yoshi P! Were you not there?
I was there, but I don't remember
He said
hearing
that
this.
the storyline... You even repeated it on stream. He said the storyline is tied to the Estinian thing, right?
Yeah, but that's not on the first.
This is a Garlean... I said it's not on the first.
You did say it's on the first. You meant it's on the source.
Oh, I meant it's on the source. I meant
Yeah,
the
it's
source.
like,
I
wait.
keep calling
why
the source the first because I think that's the first place.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but that's why I was confused.
Sorry, I mean the source. Sorry.
Yeah.
We were... Yeah, okay, yes, the source. It's not on the first.
Cool. Guess
So
that's
that's-
where the Garland stuff's going.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Was that not a third trial, though? That was secret for now.
Yes.
There wasn't. I guess they did
There's a
mention another
mystery
trial.
trial.
So we're getting a normal Savage, and then we're getting another one. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm. I think also what this is telling us, since we're now headed towards the end of the Shadowbringer story, is that we're definitely headed to Garlemald this time. Because now we're starting to look towards Garlemald. Unless there's a twist at the end. Like, oh, what's that? What's that flag? It's a flag from the New World. We're going to the New World, everyone.
What's that pebble on the ground? That's from...
This is not from our continent.
Earth Calamity World. We're going there now.
Yeah, so
I-
that's hype. Yeah, go on.
I think it's very strange that Gaius and this trial series is like a side story.
It is a little strange.
Yeah,
Only-
that's true.
But
I mean, he'll still be in MSQ as well, I assume.
Yeah,
When we get
it'll
to it.
have that lead in that they tend
It
to
had
have.
like a bunch of people in a funny uniform with him, though.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
They were wearing the PvP gear.
yeah.
But were they just meant to represent players, or were they characters?
Well, you have to
think
remember,
they're
this is
characters.
canon gear. This is...
Mm.
It's Allegan gear.
Yeah.
So, whether we like it or not. Well, they are only wearing the chest piece, because I feel like the headpiece, especially for, like, healers, It's a little lore breaking kind of. It doesn't
No.
quite work, but yeah.
The link pearl is just in the tip. Of
Yeah,
the
I mean
microphone.
that's how you could have saw that. This is just a very
Yeah.
advanced link pearl system.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, this ruby image weapon is just so funny. It's just it looks so fake.
Yeah.
Or it looks like just a stupid meme edit.
Right. They also revealed the new Eden fight, not the fight, but the arena, and it was heavily implied that it is Ramuh. He said, "What do you think of when you think of lightning?" Well, obviously.
Bolas!
And it also looks like the Thunder Plane from Final Fantasy X.
Does
It
it?
looks cool.
Yeah,
It does.
it does.
You
It
look
does.
up.
Yeah.
Google it, it
This
looks
raid tier will be called Eden's Verse.
Yes, Eden's Verse is what it's called.
I think that's awesome.
I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I love that the world has conveniently broken itself into a square platform in the middle of an impassable
you
lake
like
of
also-
lightning.
Eden makes
Do you
those
also
squares
like-
for us.
Do you also like how it's nice and like grid-like?
Yeah.
I love it when the arena's grid-like. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. We're probably going to fight Ramuh. I wonder what Ramuh's going to look like.
Oh, he's going to be an attack helicopter with
He's
his
gonna be-
big rotor blades.
Do you think this is the first fight of Eden's Verse?
No.
Probably not. It could be anything.
think
It's
it's-
hard to know. It's
I remember when we first talked about Eden, we were wondering whether we would have just 4 elemental fights or have 2 non-elemental and 2 elemental fights.
Yeah.
I'm maybe leaning now towards just 4 elemental fights.
I'm
maybe.
leaning towards that right now as well.
Yeah.
Just get them out of the way and have the last tier be all the really
Yeah.
stuff. That's
I
I
think
think.
it's fair enough.
I just it annoys me a little because it feels like it won't progress the story as much as I would like.
No, it's going to be very separate. It's going to be like story bit with the Oracle of Darkness, and by the way, we still need the next element. Go, go, go.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid it will be tournament arc like in the same way that the Omega Scape raids were.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
No.
but I'd still find it more interesting here with what they're doing than
Yeah.
what it
Because I think
was.
the overall story is more interesting.
Yeah. I do like seeing the remix primals. That's a fun thing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Also, Ramuh's going to be a lumberjack. He's going to be a sexy lumberjack in college.
Why?
He's going to be shirtless and he's going to have an axe and he's going to like split
But
balls.
why is he a lumberjack?
Wait, whoa. Gonna have split
he's gonna have a-
balls?
with his thunder
Oh,
like axe, he's gonna split balls
Okay.
like thunder balls.
okay.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
I see. That makes more sense than what I thought.
And he's
you
gonna be
did.
shirtless and he's gonna have a big beard too.
Yeah. I still
But
just
it'll be
want him to
ginger.
be just one floating beard with 2 eyes. That's Ramuh for me. Okay. They had this like really interesting slide that just said like new upgradable equipment series. A new adventure begins.
No.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, new content?
Relic.
And it's obviously the Relic. And then they didn't tell us anything else.
And yeah,
But
they can't even dare to call it Relic.
I believe they mentioned something solo or individual or something.
Yes.
So it seems like they're focusing more on the solo aspect of Relic stuff. We
We'll
don't know
see
what that
how that
means.
comes out.
Does that mean Eureka but more solo friendly? Or is it back to the old system where you do everything yourself? Grind light or whatever the fuck. But it did say a new adventure begins. So I'm thinking...
When it's mentioned, it was set around Boja Citadel,
Boja,
around
yeah.
the Rockstar
Yeah.
homeland.
Boss
so
just
it's gotta have
Citadel
to
is
be
really interesting though. So I
Yes, it
hope
is
we
very
get to see.
interesting.
I
Yeah.
hope they make some sort of zone. If it's not, that's why I want it to be a Eureka zone, so
Yes,
we can go
I agree
through
with
the
that.
Bosja Citadel
Right.
ruins. I would assume because that's
Would
where
it
they
be
tested
ruined now?
Meteor. The Meteor project was tested
The
there.
media
Yeah.
project like blew it up.
Yeah.
Everyone died there.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if like it killed everyone without affecting the landscape.
But it's probably made out of like
Killed
termites,
them and left their weapons. Just go pick it up.
and they're already fully powered.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is all. Yeah, this is a good point pointed out by chat. I also like this because this is lore that exists.
Yes.
And isn't like changed. Well, the Rothgar part, I guess you could say, is tacked on a
Hey.
bit, but It's recently tacked on. That was never mentioned when the Bosja Citadel was mentioned originally. This was just a Garlean province or a settlement that they blew up. But yeah, it's interesting. This is I'm looking forward to whatever they have for this. And they did say that now they've like taken all the feedback into consideration from all of the Eureka shit. And that's why they've now gone for a more individual
I'm okay with
system.
You're saying that the lore for this doesn't feel tacked on. Eureka, or at least the Isle of Val, was set up all the way back in 2.1, 2.2.
No. Yeah, but the problem is that the way they solved it was it showed
You don't know
up...
if they're going to solve it in a way you won't like now.
No, that's true. But the Isle of Val disappeared and then reappeared in fucking...
the other side of the world.
Yeah, in Othard. Which was very strange. Very strange. Yeah.
I think I'm okay with a solo Eureka, though. I don't hate Eureka, but it requires a group, and it requires you to put in X amount of time as a group to do the group content. And once the group moves on, and if you haven't done it, you're lost.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to just go at your own pace and know that you'll be able to...
At least until they nerf it into the ground like they seem to have had right now.
Yeah.
Right. Also, the thing with Isle of Val, just want to mention that as well. It was very clear that Eureka was not initially meant to be Isle of Val, because remember the first patch, the artwork was very clearly in the Sea of Clouds.
Sea of Clouds, yeah.
So they just picked Isle of Val as a different place.
Probably the only way,
because they realized people
interesting.
people didn't really like the Sea of Clouds after Diadem.
Yes. Which is a shame, because it was an alright zone aesthetically.
I never liked it because there were too
If
many
you're
like
close
land
up.
masses with like little, just tiny land masses. I just
That's
didn't like
true.
it. It was annoying.
I
But
don't
close up
particularly
in
like
certain
it.
areas, it was nice.
Yeah, it was clearly made for the flying gimmick. It was a gimmick zone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the Ruby Sea.
yeah, like the Ruby
Yes.
Sea. Yeah. Right. So they also mentioned some job adjustments for Red Mage.
And that's it.
And
Nothing
Ninja.
And Ninja, but was that
Oh.
in the 5.18 patch?
Yes, I think it was actually.
Yeah, sorry. That was in 5.18. There were changes to Ninja. That was PvP? That was for PvP.
I think it was PvP and Ninja separately, I think.
Okay. All right.
That was what I took away from it.
Okay. We clearly don't actually know about that, but something's going to happen to Ninja, whether it be PvP or PvE. Look forward to it.
Yeah.
They mentioned Ishgard Restoration. They went through the concepts behind the restoration. So it was basically the stuff you already know. It's updated over the course of several patches. Designed to be played and enjoyed by both veteran and novice crafters and gatherers.
I think they're using the word enjoyed here very liberally.
Yeah.
I
Content,
enjoyed the music.
the music
Yes,
way over the
it's
top,
just-
but sure.
It's a shame it lasts all of about 5 minutes for about... You'll experience it maybe 8 times if you're lucky, and then you'll never hear it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that
Heard
music
those
was
3
brilliant.
times. It was,
Yeah.
it
It was
great.
like the Sonic drowning music while you're taking a nap. It's just so inappropriate.
Yeah. Content introduced in patch 5.11 was designed to introduce players to crafting and gathering with incentives to participate. And high-end content is planned to be introduced in patch 5.2 and subsequent updates. So this is stuff that this is basically the same sled we've seen before.
Obviously, they didn't get the message in Heavenswood, but if I just started out and my first experience of crafting was collectibles, maybe I wouldn't want to continue.
Yeah. But they added now to this, there will be new expert recipes coming up because they're now going to start introducing the actual endgame content for crafters. These expert recipes will trigger statuses beyond poor, good, and excellent. So there are multiple, like, additional status effects for crafts.
Sounds miserable.
It sounds like those aspected recipes sort of thing.
I guess. We'll
I'm
see. Yeah.
a little bit excited for this because they brought crafting down to the basics of the basics.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
I kind of like that they're going to build it up a little bit and hopefully not make it as unpleasant as it was before.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but isn't this just for the restoration its
This is just for
This
expert
is
recipes.
all under the Ishgard restoration
well,
umbrella. Yeah. They're also introducing Kupo of Fortune, which is the scratch card thing. If you find I think there are daily rewards things.
Now we can
If
do the
you
gold
get-
saucer one and this one.
Yeah, you can get
Mm.
rewards if you get one of the icons in your scratch card. The new ranking system will be added. That will show who contributes the most. And there are separate rankings for crafters and gatherers, and rankings only last for 10 days and are server based. So after
Very
10 days, they
surprising.
sort of reset, I guess, and then it'll
And it
just keep
seems
going.
like the rewards are by passing a threshold rather than being a certain like rank.
Yeah.
That's good.
I thought the seasons were going to be longer, apparently, but I guess
Yeah,
not.
I did. I thought it'd be
Yeah.
months.
Yeah. Then they brought
Well-
up Diadem, which is interesting because they've just mentioned that Diadem's coming back, but we haven't heard anything about it until yesterday. So here's what's happening with Diadem. Diadem being redesigned as gatherer exclusive content for Ishgard Restoration. So gatherers only.
Hooray!
You can enter Diadem as level 10 disciples of the land or
Hooray!
above, with no cerulean tanks required.
Hooray.
Yay!
No more
That's pretty-
enemies, it says, but there
Hooray!
are enemies.
That's weirdly. Yeah, there are.
There are enemies, but you don't have
creatures
to. There are creatures, but you don't have to worry about being killed. They won't aggro on you. As far as we understand, at least, that's the impression I got. Built so you can move in. So it's built. So the map is like it's like the Diadem. I think it's
the
just the
four
original
islands.
Diadem, but I think they've removed some of the middle islands.
Yeah.
But it's basically arranged in a circle, and you move around in a circle.
But why? Like, does it have like an event where
I guess
everyone
there are
moves around,
different
or-
items in different areas, and then maybe
Okay.
there's a timer. They didn't really go
Ma-
into
yeah.
that, but
Or maybe it takes longer. Maybe you have to
Maybe they'll-
exhaust
you'll
more
exhaust.
nodes before they'll start
Ah.
resetting.
I guess
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
You'll gain experience and Skybuilder scripts in Diadem, but this is the cool one.
For a way to get scripts that aren't crafting.
Yeah. There's this new system called the Augur. There's another Ether or something Augur, which lets you obtain materials from wild passive creatures in the Diadem. So you can
I'm
I'm
literally.
quite
so
like that.
excited about
you can-
this.
it's basically like Shepherd. It's
what
the
I
closest we'll
proposed.
ever get to Shepherd.
Yeah, the example they seem to use is is like mining ores from like a golem's back or
Yeah.
something.
And usually mentioned it's kind of similar to like when you could throw rocks in 1.0. And I guess
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know why he said that, but it's like
You have to like stun them
because
first
you're
and then
chipping
harvest.
off. Because they specifically showed like the golem and like rocks coming off it. So you're like chipping off rocks.
The
from
only thing I
golem.
can think of why he'd say that is like it's a reason to interact with enemies as a gatherer.
Yeah.
You don't have right
They
now.
should bring this into the main world. Like, let's say you fill up
I
a
agree.
bar and then you go up to a sprite and use this on it, and you get like 100 clusters or
This
something.
might be a test, Mailer. This might be a
Mhm.
test.
It might be a test, and you
So-
could get like super rare. Like, there's a lot of potential for that sort of system. That's
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Rather than having the annoying those nodes that you have to hit 2 sets of nodes for, and then they appear, and those are in a
Mhm.
tiny window. I can't remember
Yeah.
what they're called right now.
Yeah.
Time nodes?
Ephemeral nodes?
Ephemeral nodes.
Yeah. There was also crafting and gathering updates, pretty big ones, because again, more changes coming. They're adjusting actions. Didn't really mention what they're doing with them, but there are
Something will change.
more adjustments.
Mhm.
But this is interesting. They are basically adding teamcraft to crafting.
I love this.
They're adding a crafting solver basically to.
This is
the
all
game.
I've ever really wanted.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, you can just make your own macros much more easily because you know what's going on. You have
mhm.
to just guess. It's so
Yeah.
good.
It's very interesting because they have well, it is basically, if you've ever used Teamcraft, you know what it looks like. It shows you what you should do to get the best craft, and that's basically it. That's the window in game as well. They also talked about being able to craft what they call like a crafting dummy, where you can do a dummy craft to see if your craft will work.
That
Okay.
used to exist in A Realm Reborn in a way because they had the they had those recipes that required a really cheap thing to craft, but they had the same stats as the expensive one.
Oh my god, that's like that's a very. I can't remember that at all.
I don't remember.
Neither.
either.
What is this mysterious system you're talking about? And
Like,
when
when
should
you
I
got
put
the
it in
first-
Remnants of a Realm?
When you got the master book, and you'd be able to craft, say, I can't remember the name, like Dark Steel Nugget.
Mm.
It would have another recipe that required like almost no mats that had the same stats as the Dark Steel Nugget, so you could practice your rotation on it.
Oh,
But it
Collector's
wouldn't.
book.
It definitely existed, but I can't remember what
I
it's called.
don't disbelieve you. It's just I don't think I ever used this feature if it did.
No, but it wasn't like this system. You still had to just craft it and just guess,
Mhm.
but it helped you test macros.
oh,
But-
is that the one you needed for the master books? Is this the?
Yeah, the one that made that you could trade in for the master books had
But they were easier.
another recipe that you could
Mm.
practice on.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. This also very cool. Party requirements for company crafting will be removed with patch 2.5. 5.2.
Good. I'm too
Good.
lazy
No
to
longer
get my
need
friends.
to assemble a weird collection of 4 crafters in your
we can finally
Garage.
craft things in our FC. That's interesting. Fishing will have lower level. There are adjustments to Fisher. Fishers will have lower level requirements for patience, precision hook set, and powerful hook set.
Anyone who's official will understand why that's really good.
Tugging animations are now easier to distinguish.
Very good
Yeah.
quality of life update.
This is interesting. This is how they've solved the tackle box problem. There will be an all-purpose lure.
I
being
don't
added.
know how I
Did
feel
they
about
talk
this.
about this though? Where they had one for
They
just
have.
the one zones.
Yeah.
Is this the same thing, or is this just
Yeah.
for everything now?
I don't know.
Well, we don't know. They
They
didn't
say
actually
all-purpose
say
lure.
anything.
They haven't explained fully what it means by all-purpose lure. That's what we can assume that it applies to
I
everything.
don't like that.
Hmm.
I liked the idea that you sort of had to figure out which baits were best for which fish.
That's not really figuring it out, Big, though, because the internet already has that information.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
But-
I don't. I'm not forced to use it.
That's
that was fun
true.
for me. at
The
least.
problem I have with this is that different lures and bait would catch different fish. And from what I get, this catches every fish, which makes it harder if you're looking for specific
That's
fish
also
now.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. They also mentioned a relic for.
This is the best bit, and they just had it as one line on the slide.
Well, it's because we've had
it's
it before.
Lucy's tools again.
I mean, yeah, we've had this before, but yeah, it's the Skysteel tools, which is the relic quest for Disciple of Hand and Land, which will be upgradable over multiple patches.
It's so much better than having to recraft another one or
Yeah.
buy another one. Good.
All right, and then I was already like, wow, they've mentioned 1.0 once in this live letter, and then they bring this one out. There will be brand new content for Fishers, Fisher exclusive.
Exclusive.
A Limminson ship. Well, we don't know if it's just going to be in Limsa, but for now, at least, it'll be only Limsa that will travel to sea on a schedule every few hours during the day. And it's like a big fish thing. Like this, we had this system in 1.0 where you could go on a ship and fish, and it would go out on specific. I don't know. I can't remember it probably was on specific. I think that was the ferry that you traveled on. And
There's something in 11 as well, wasn't there?
11 has that still. That's
Yes,
still a
11
thing in
has
11. When they introduced this, because we have something similar, not like this at all actually, but there's the boat in Costa del Sol, but it's just standing there, and I was very disappointed.
It's just a static boat. It is very disappointing.
Yeah, but this one is the real deal, and you will gain experience, scripts, and there's a chance of a big haul, which is, I guess, like a big event where you can get like massive fish.
Just make it concerted works at sea.
Just right click on things.
Yeah.
So
No, don't make it like that. I'm joking, Yoshi. Don't make it like that.
Don't do that. That was a joke. Yeah. So
we officially gonna have Fishing Fridays here on speakers.
I'm
Oh,
definitely gonna level Fisher now because of
Mahjong
this.
Monday and Fishing Friday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear the shirt,
Hmm.
just so you know.
The himbo one?
Oh, you're gonna no. I know
No.
what shirt you're gonna wear, Rolo.
Of course I come
Oh.
fast. I have fish to catch.
Eh?
Oh, not the
Huh?
shirt I thought about. All right, sure, you'll wear that
I'm
shirt.
gonna wear that shirt on the first Speakers Fishing Friday stream.
Mm-hmm. Mm. This
Well,
is a
do
Do you know what
podcast
he's
episode,
talking
Rolo.
about, Mailer?
Okay.
What, sorry?
What?
Do you know what he's talking about, Mailer?
No.
Neither.
I've
Maybe,
talked about
maybe
this
it's
shirt.
an
so-
American thing.
No.
I
Well,
don't
Nikhil
know.
seems
Anyway.
to understand.
Structure returns. Other news. From now on, there will only be. We said that. Gear. This one is crazy. It's not crazy. It's not crazy at all, actually. I'm gonna. Don't expect crazy stuff now. But gear will no longer be lost when you're creating materia, which breaks the material lore completely.
So you don't, when you convert, you gain materia and don't lose. So you can then
Yeah,
desynth.
the material
Yeah.
is just pulled out of your gear. And
Actually,
Okay.
that's really, because there was a
don't-
big thing where you would make like gather a gear or craft again, and you'd craft loads and convert it to sell the material and make money. But then you'd have to make new gear.
Mhm.
Now you don't.
yeah.
I
Mm.
mean,
Mm.
I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about that, but because this is like so lore breaking that it's kind of gonna be awkward doing the Mutamix quest. They're gonna have to change that because
Oh, they
he's-
definitely will.
Yeah.
It's not the first time they've changed law that
'cause
was
if you-
altered by quality of life changes. Like it's like how we don't have catalysts for melding anymore.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. Whatever. We're
What's
like flooded
next?
with materia.
It
at this
doesn't
point
matter what
anyway.
I say, anyways, because it's gonna happen. So
No need
we
to
just
do
have
that.
to accept that. This,
Repairing.
I can understand as someone who cares about the lore of the world, at least this part of the lore of the world, being upset that it's altering it, but I can appreciate it enough because it's a quality of life change.
yeah. I used to convert to materia just to free up inventory space.
Yeah,
Mm.
So-
now you can't.
No.
Well, now you need to desynthesize to free up
Desynthesize
inventory
instead.
Yeah, but now
space.
it'll
Well,
double
you'll
the
get even
thing.
more items back.
Yeah,
though.
you get more.
Yeah, that'll fill up even more.
You'll get more shit.
And you get less money for it as well. So for the stuff you get for usually from the desynthesis, unless you have, because I'm not going to desynthesize like high level gear that I've used, or will I?
I mean, if
Probably
you,
will.
if you're done using it,
I probably will
why wouldn't
actually.
you?
I can't do
Yeah.
it yet because I'm leveling all my class. I need to level classes that use the same gear because I've made a big mistake. So I'm like, I can't throw away this gear because I'm gonna have to level another class.
Yeah, that's why I tend to go all my range DPS, all my
Yeah,
caster DPS in a row, so that I don't end up with an inventory full of excess gear.
yeah. All right. Also, the crafting class requirements for fixing materia are gone. That makes more sense to me. That they do that.
Yeah. You
Um.
still need the level, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not like
No, but
super
come on.
lame.
All
Yeah.
these level 80 chefs that are just going to be like sizzling up their melding.
Yeah, cook it up, bitch.
Yeah.
It's a steak, but it's got
Mm.
material inside now.
Yeah.
Mm.
A new tombstone will be introduced. They didn't give us
Big
a name,
surprise.
but it is coming, of course. This was surprising though. They will increase. There will be a rank increase for free companies. So we're
Nice.
getting an
Wonder
extra
what that
rank.
will come with it.
Yeah, they
Maybe
didn't
like
say,
another rank of buffs you can just buy.
but that maybe we'll get
Oh.
the tier 3.
Maybe, yeah,
That would be
Just-
nice.
Yeah.
And then they could introduce tier 4s as
yeah, for
material wheels?
crafting. Yeah.
Mm,
I would be
Otherwise, why
okay
would
with
you
that.
still have one?
yeah,
That's all I got. Unless there's like some other.
that
like,
but that
weird
makes sense because that's
thing.
like
I
we
like
already
that.
have tier 3 stuff, so it makes sense for them to make them.
I
'cause
don't
but you
think
can only
people
craft
use it
them.
enough anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be nice to have that as the main one.
Yeah. New courses will be added to the Leap of Faith game. So
That's
I
nice.
d- Do you think they will just add new formats for the current Leap of Faith location, or do you think they will add a new
no, they will.
statue of
they will,
antiquity to ruin?
They will defile another ancient
I think,
statue.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's-
Okay,
let's
that's
hop
what I'm
on,
asking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
I want to go to Rauger's Reach and just like scale.
Yeah,
all
let's
over.
destroy that
Yeah, that's
sacred
what-
monument, the symbol of an entire people. Let's
I
just
mean,
do
we
that.
were
We'll
fucking-
jump around on it.
Yeah.
We're beating the fuck out of Lise on the hand, so
That's
like,
true.
we're just doing.
And she ended up liberating Alamigo, remember?
Well, she
Well,
liberated
yeah.
her, so she has
Yeah.
any right she wants to.
That's true.
And Othard.
Yeah, she even liberated Othard, which was great. Good lord, what a hero.
What ancient statues do you want to defile now?
Is there like a massive Halone statue or something in Ishgard that we can jump on? I feel like
There's
Which is
one
the
in
one we do
Dusk
now?
Vigil, isn't there?
Oh yeah, but that one's kind of
Oh
broken.
no, it crumbles.
It's
It
it
crumbles 'cause of the
crumbles.
boss.
Yeah.
I would like
Ah, that could have
Nim,
been us.
like chat has mentioned Nim. I would like Nim simply because we can't explore Nim ourselves. So
That's
be
true.
fun.
The floating city of Nim. The floating city of Nim. That makes sense because it's like floating.
Yeah, I
and
know.
there's shit in the air.
Yeah.
Turn into an amusement park ride.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Right. Also, big news. They've fixed fellowships, guys.
Oh, thank God for that.
Fellowships can now be viewed in the companion app. We did it.
Congratulations.
We did it, everyone. Yeah, we've solved the problem.
You guys still have the app installed?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
No.
No,
But I
think
don't
s-
know how to
I
open
think
it
I do
anymore.
because it's like you need to update this app, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Why don't you do that automatically, like every other app in the universe?
I uninstalled it as soon as I got the free extra favored teleport destination and the tombstone emote.
I have a notification. Wow, it has the Shadowbringers intro now.
Wow.
Are you
That's
currently
new.
an
So
FFXIV
now-
player?
No,
On your
they
phone.
know.
What if I say?
Oh no, yes.
I should say yes.
If you say no, it goes, do not use this app, and it deletes it.
Oh, it's so slow. It's just like blur.
Oh, it's awful. How did they make this?
I'm not gonna log in.
Okay.
Right. That was interesting. What a nice.
And what a great thing to end on.
No, because that's not where
No.
we're ending it on.
No, I mean, this is the worst thing to end on.
Oh,
How
this is
dare
the
you.
This is
best
great.
thing.
So weird.
Umbrellas are being added.
Yay!
We
Yay.
can finally do the Poppins of the Mary.
I am gonna be Mary Poppins. Hello. I keep doing Mrs. Doubtfire because I can't
Was it?
remember Mary Poppins.
So did they expand upon this at all?
No,
No.
No.
not that I know of.
So it wasn't
Is
in
it
ref.
still the minion thing or not though?
They did say that the devs hated this. Like this has been very difficult to do. But apparently it sounds like it's a thing that we can carry around.
It's a white mage weapon.
This makes me think that if it was so difficult for the developers to implement, that it will actually prevent you from getting wet when it's raining.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be
I
fun.
just don't understand. I
Maybe
don't
it's like
understand
an
why it would be.
offhand. So you put it in your offhand slot and you hold the umbrella.
So you can't use it as a
So as
paladin.
a paladin, you're like.
With
No,
how
as a
they-
paladin, you have to decide whether you want a shield or an umbrella.
Yeah. You can glamour the umbrella, and you'll be
Can
like
you still do shield lob with the umbrella?
badass Mary Poppins. What'd you say, Melo?
So
Can you still do shield lob with your umbrella?
Oh my god, umbrella lob.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
no.
Yes, Rolo. Go on.
So with the way they talk about this and how much they hate it, the way I imagine it coming out, it's like it's gonna be like when we hold like the bag animation thing, right? But it's gonna be just one hand,
It's just gonna
like
be
this,
stiff.
with like
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
stiff walking.
Yeah.
Maybe you
I
just
wonder
like flat out T-pose with an umbrella and just slide around.
I wonder if it will cast a proper shadow.
Many questions.
No, it'll be one
we
of
have so
those
many
see-through
questions
umbrellas.
about this.
Because I want to know why it was so difficult. That's what
I think
What
it's
if-
difficult.
think of reasons
I think
it
it's
was
difficult because it's an actual item that we're holding. Like this isn't. Well, you won't hold it like a white mage cane. We don't hold it like that anymore. How do we hold that anymore? Like this?
It's like this.
Yeah.
You have to.
You
both
don't. You
arm-
wouldn't hold it like
no.
a scholar. But like they would. It needs an actual new animation.
Yeah.
This is
Or
100%
a
going
pose.
to be an emote.
But I hope not.
Don't
but
say
I
that.
just. It only sounds as difficult as like making a new class's animations, which is not easy. I'm not trying to minimize that, but like, I don't. They make it sound like it's harder than that.
Yeah. Well, remember, this is Spaghetti Spaghetti, so this is new.
Mm.
Maybe they're just doing something really weird with it. It's like, okay, you automatically pull it out in the rain, like
Yeah.
on your mount or anywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's a
Wow.
lot of work. I'm sure it's gonna look
Well,
really
that would
cool.
be very difficult. I can understand why they'd say that would be impossible.
It could be a persistent emote that persists even when you
yes.
move. So you do like
Yeah.
umbrella, and you pull out the umbrella, and now you
Mm.
walk around with it. I can see that being a thing, and that would be difficult for them to do because that's not how our emote system works. Emotes are broken when you move.
Yeah.
So maybe
But you can turn with some.
you can. That's true. It's like slash
Yeah.
visor. Slash visor is yeah.
Yeah, it'll be like slash umbrella.
Slash umbrella. Yeah. I feel like that's gonna be what it's gonna be. Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
wonder if there'll
actually.
be more than one style of umbrella you can
Yeah, 'cause-
have, or there'll be
I-
only one choice to begin with.
Because I'm getting the impression that they say umbrellas will be added. So is it going to be an item, or is it just you're gonna like get like 50 million different types of umbrella emotes?
It's gonna
Like,
be a
umbrella
prism.
red, umbrella blue, umbrella rainbow, umbrella orange. Like why? That's not a good way to do that.
Why has this been such a long-standing desire from the community?
Yeah. What is wrong with you guys?
I know what happened because this was presented as a question once, and everyone hooked onto that question about the umbrella. So everyone was like,
Yeah.
"Umbrella, that would be cool." Umbrella, remember the umbrella question? Now we keep bringing it up too. Like, where's the umbrella? Where's the umbrella, Yoshi P?
Because we made it a Mary Poppins meme. I don't know if it was necessary.
Hello.
I don't know. Stop doing Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
No.
Mary
The
Poppins?
real, yeah. Mary Poppins' real name is Mrs. Doubtfire, Rollo.
Yeah, Mary
it really?
Doubtfire.
I've never
Yes,
seen the
Starlight.
movie.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Okay,
Uh-huh.
let's just clear this up quickly.
Uh-huh.
Mary Poppins'
Yes.
real name is Mary Poppins.
Okay.
Mrs. Doubtfire is Robin Williams dressed up as a old woman, in the movie Mrs. Doubtfire.
How's that related to Mary Poppins?
It's not.
They're not.
He's trying to
I
do a
just
Poppins
don't
voice.
remember what Mary Poppins sounds
Okay.
like. So I'm
Well,
doing
never mind
what
then.
Robin Williams did in Mrs. Doubtfire when he wanted to sound like a posh old lady.
I haven't
Yeah,
seen
you're right.
either of these movies. Leave me
okay. Moving
Oh,
on.
maybe we should add them to the movie night.
so many movies.
No way.
Let's watch Mrs. Doubtfire on movie night. That's fun.
Can we watch Mary Poppins first, and then Mrs. Doubtfire?
Okay. Let's not discuss this on air. FanFest was also announced, which was a
We knew
surprise.
it was happening.
We
In fact,
knew it
we
was
even
happening.
mentioned it
yeah,
a week or
the,
two
the
ago.
thing is, they announced it, and that's it. No dates or anything, which I didn't expect them to give us dates. I didn't expect them to announce it, to be honest, because we already knew it was happening.
I'd have liked some ballpark for America.
Yeah, that's what I said. I would have even expected like quarter four or
Yeah.
winter,
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we got
you already
nothing.
the-
But
you
it's
got the
always,
ballpark.
we already know the ballpark because it's always at the same times.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I still would have liked
North
it to
America's going to be
confirmed.
around November,
What
December.
if it changes though?
Or is it October, December?
It's
Is
like
it between October and
October,
December?
November.
Yeah.
Japan's usually in December or January, and then
No,
Europe's
no.
in February, isn't it?
No.
No,
In fact,
Japan's
Japan
normally
is last.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Europe.
sorry,
Europe's
Europe,
the second
Europe
one.
is in
Europe
2021, and then followed by Japan Fan Fest at the end. That's
And
usually
then we
how
can
it
watch
goes.
them do like white balance and stuff.
Yeah. And it's crazy cameras.
Obviously, we're going to be at both fan fests that are relevant to us. So catch us there, fans. Get a free signature
Hello?
if you.
No.
I
Oh
hope
my
you'll
god!
come.
If it's somewhere good in Europe, Lucia, we have to go this time.
No. Okay, time
Yes.
for Mog
Let's-
Mail.
let's go.
Yay.
I'm gonna try.
All right. I just realized that we don't have the correct numbers, but here we go. Here's the first one. This one's been waiting for a while. This is from Momo Kurogane from Balmung. Good afternoon, speakers. While going through the ending of Shadowbringers and the role quest for healer, a thought occurred to me. The Warriors of Darkness left behind crystals as they passed on, much like the ones in A Realm Reborn we collected. Looking back, could the crystals we received in A Realm Reborn have been from the Warriors of Light that fell as the shards were absorbed by the Source? If I'm not mistaken, they equal the same number. That being the case, wouldn't that mean we went into a Realm Reborn already remerged with other shards of us? Just a thought is all, and I realized I'd never really seen anyone else talk about it. What are your thoughts on the matter? Anyways, keep up the good work, and I'll keep tuning in every week. Loyal follower as always, Momo Kuragane. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a really good theory.
Yes.
It compelled us, which is why it's taken this long to talk about.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to put an appropriate amount of time to discuss this.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in a way. Then I suppose you have to look at other things, like the fact that the first has been saved means that the part of us on the first, which I assume is Ardbert, won't ever be reabsorbed into us unless it
But it
falls.
seemed like we already have absorbed at least the Warrior of Light part of their ether from the first. Because we haven't seen Ardbert since then, at least so far.
No.
We'll see. But I like this one.
Yeah. It kind of lines up, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if this is touched on in the future, especially with yeah, go on, Georgi.
The problem I have with reconciling it right now is that we get those similar crystals from each of the role quests on the first.
Yeah.
So I want to know
That's
where
true.
Where did they come from?
because I could. Yeah, where do they come from?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like an
Also,
endless
why-
cycle.
Why did we have to collect them from primals originally
There's that too.
in a Realm Reborn?
What
and
if
then
the
only
primals
then-
are
What, us?
us? They're like remnants of us. My
What
next series.
if? Okay, here's whoa there. Whoa,
What
calm
are you
yourselves down,
saying?
everyone. What if?
I don't know what we're saying, Rollo. This is too
When-
high above my head. I don't know.
What
Too
if
big
when
brain.
Shard falls via a calamity, the ether that would have been a nice warrior of light like us turns into a big nasty primal like Ifrit?
But I didn't get to all of them. Didn't get turned into primals because remember the Sylphs just gave us one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We get the ice. We
Damn
get
it.
the ice one while we're exploring Ishgard, if I remember correctly. And I don't remember where we get the. What's the other element? The water one.
I think they were just there as a Final Fantasy reference.
Yeah, it was just yeah, like the classic collect the crystals.
You have to have few crystals.
Yeah. I feel
Oshon's a completely different thing.
The
Don't
Oshon
worry
theory.
about Oshon.
Yeah.
It's the best
I-
theory there is.
Shut up about Ashan. I'm gonna go to FanFest and beat both of you guys up.
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay,
well,
What
right here in
don't
the
say that,
streets.
Roller. It's not going to really motivate them to come.
No.
You come and fight me, cowards.
I reckon we're
You
going to
won't.
take you.
Do you? If the idea that we have to go to shards and absorb the ether of warriors of light is a thing, do you think we have to go to the unfallen shards to take those warrior of light's ether?
That almost sounds kind of grim.
I know,
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking it. Because right now we
Very.
have 7 warriors of light inside of us, arguably.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, that
Not
kind of
including
is annoying,
ourselves,
though.
so there's 6 left.
But then that's so like we've had a whole expansion dedicated to this one. We can't have that many more expansions before we get on to killing Zodiac or whatever we're meant to do.
I agree.
That's true. Yeah.
And as far as we know, seemingly, we will do that next expansion.
Yeah.
Oh, but will we? Oh no, they've
Yeah.
yes, because they have said that the Heidel and the Zodiac storyline will end in the next expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So we've got to beat him.
Yeah.
Next year, we're
Well,
gonna
unless
get
he
an
beats us.
expansion, man.
What?
I don't see how this. What did you say? Sorry, Rolly.
I said next year we're going to have the name of the expansion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Mm.
I hope it's SB again.
We will
I hope so
probably.
too.
It'll probably go down the same path as it always does. There will be a trademark registered,
Yeah.
and we will know before the official announcement, probably. And then we'll be speculating all the way up to our official announcement. Could this be it? Oh no, but there's a
Yeah.
mobile game. There's a mobile game. There's always that. There's always a mobile game that fucks up for us.
Yeah, Stinky
We know-
Breaker is kind of an interesting name. This,
Yeah.
this time.
We
Why
know
have
that it
Square
will be
Enix
one.
registered smorgasbord?
Well, we don't know that it will be one word, but they've said that one word
That's what they
names
want.
are easier to trademark.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, how do we have a conclusion to this?
I think having discussed it and looked into all the options, it's a cool theory, but because of where the crystals come from,
Yeah.
there are a few holes maybe.
Yeah. I
They
think
almost
the-
feel arbitrary where they get the crystals sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be that the crystals themselves are ether of those people,
Mhm.
but it's just weird why we get them that way.
Yeah.
It could be that the ether of those crystals were attracted to sources of that ether within the source,
That's true.
and that's why they ended up in the places they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could work. Okay. Well,
Because
thank
the
you.
way that we're
Go on.
because the way that we're unleashing ether in the first is by going to like places of like high fluctuations in ether for each of the like primals. Like we went to the bottom of what was once a giant sea for Leviathan, and then like the top of these mountains for Titan. So, and it looks like we're going to the Thunder Plane for Ramu. So, I
Yeah.
think that can line up like that.
Yeah. This is also true, Windwolves. This is important to note. The Warrior of Darkness got those crystals fighting other things, just like we did.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true.
So the crystals originated from the same bizarre stuff that we got it from, like from primals. Not technically primals there, but whatever they killed, the shadow.
Just
They seem to all be
things.
like dark aligned or dark, like elementally attuned. Though,
Yeah, that's
On the-
true.
were they all the same color?
I think they were. They were just cracked, right?
I think they were. Maybe
No, they were cracked when we got them.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. I feel like they're all maybe their crystals all come from the void.
Oh.
I think the elf lady just like
Do you think-
kind of left them there, or
Have you done all the?
We've
Job
talked
quests?
about the role quest.
Yeah.
We
thing,
talked
on
about
air.
it.
Oh yeah, we did.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like maybe she brought them with her from the void.
That's possible.
That's true.
Okay. Well, a mystery. Maybe I feel like if it's a thing, we'll learn more about it in the coming patches.
Yeah.
If not, it's just classic Final Fantasy crystals, which is very possible as well. All right. Thank you, Momo. Next
thank you.
is from not something I can pull up easily, so I'll just read it. This one's from Ryle Shia from Mateus. So a question came up last episode, I'm assuming a few episodes ago, as to where the Warrior of Light originated from, but no mention of Sid's bizarre flashback of how he got his goggles. Sid's vision either suggests that the Warrior of Light lived in a cloud at the time, or that Sid was taking copious amounts of hallucinogens. Take your pick. Perhaps it's suggesting the Warrior of Light was living it up in the Sea of Clouds, or Churning Mists, or even Asislau. Yeah, this is Mala's favorite.
We bring this up all the time.
part.
I always talk about this because it makes no sense. It's never mentioned
No.
again.
It is very strange. I think, and it's weird because even if it is symbolism, it is something we rarely ever or never see again. Like a
I don't even remember
symbolic
this.
cutscene. Do you not remember,
And it
Rollo?
would make sense.
I don't remember this.
There's
I do remember.
there's a cutscene near the end of A Realm Reborn where
Uh-huh.
I think it's when Sid remembers who you are or something.
That's
And
Yeah.
when he remembers who he is as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
he is.
yeah. He's on his airship, and he's like, you or whatever, and then your character just comes floating like you're a light particle.
Really?
And you just
Yeah.
you materialize floating next to his ship, and you give him his fucking goggles.
Yeah.
And-
Don't remember this at all. What?
it's before the Garuda
Yeah.
fight. It is so bizarre, and we never get cutscenes like that again, which is why this cutscene is so out of place. So yeah,
It's so weird.
yeah, Milo likes bringing that up because it's like a part of the lore that makes no sense.
Until we ever get any kind of official like word on this, I'm just I've always been able to just sort of like ignore it as just like a Realm Reborn like
yeah.
nonsense
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
it's
never
nonsense.
touched on again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was funny though.
It was,
Okay.
yeah. The first time I saw
Oh
that,
yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
maybe it will get explained with the Bosja Citadel storyline.
That's
Yes.
true.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think the Warrior of Light's from there. I think this was just Sid was high, basically. I think Sid was high.
Yeah. I think the cerulean fumes got to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
It smells as good as gasoline.
I
I don't know. I wish I could smell ceruleum. Actually, I don't.
yeah, just once.
I would assume it's very toxic, but
Probably.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Oil's
the-
not just like
The Wallachoi people or whatever just kind of chill next to it,
That's
don't they?
true. Actually, might not
They
be that
commit
toxic. But all of
Yeah.
the areas around like the ceruleum processing plant are like dead. It's like dead everything.
Yeah.
So
I guess because they have all these, they've like built it up, like the infrastructure and everything.
yeah, that's true.
That's what I was.
Oh, it fell out.
Well, this is Northern Thanalan. So.
Yeah, that's true. There's also like a bad
No.
like a war zone. Northern
Yeah.
Thanalan, of course it is. That's where the processing plant
no,
is.
yeah, but that if anywhere would be the most life full
Oh.
part of Thanalan, it'd be Northern Thanalan because it's closest to like Gridania and stuff.
That's true.
But it's this
It's
horrible
Not closest to
blue
Gridania. That's Eastern Thanalan.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
alright.
Northern
that's
Thanalan is
Mordona
closest
and
to
that.
Mordona.
It's
Yeah.
close to Mordona, which would be more death.
Wow. In
right.
the old days. It was lovely.
Okay. Well, with that, I think we've reached the end of the main show. Thank you guys for watching. We will be back, of course, next week. We'll be back tomorrow. What do we do tomorrow?
I don't think we discussed this right now.
Okay. Okay.
We might do something tomorrow.
We're doing something
We haven't
tomorrow. Regular time, probably.
Yeah.
Or we'll see.
We don't know what it is.
Roommate.
Could be Blue Mage, could
We'll
be Trial,
see.
could
We'll
be something
see.
new. Who knows?
We will see. Right. Thanks for watching. We'll be back. Like I said that. Follow us on Twitter. Twitter.com no at SpeakersXIV, Twitch.tv/SpeakersXIV, and YouTube.com/SpeakersXIV. Exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're on demand, link is in the description. Send us mogmail, speakersxiv.com/mogmail. Stay tuned for the post show if you're watching live. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.